U.S. launches direct strikes on Iran's nuclear sites in unprecedented escalation. In a dramatic escalation of Middle Eastern tensions, the United States launched airstrikes on Iranian territory early Saturday morning, targeting three key nuclear facilities: Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. The assault, carried out by U.S. Air Force B-2 stealth bombers using bunker-buster munitions, marks the first direct American military strike on Iran's nuclear infrastructure. President Donald Trump announced the operation via Truth Social, calling it highly successful and signaling a possible shift in tone by adding, "Now is the time for peace." The operation precision and power. The strike was executed with surgical precision. Military officials confirmed that the B-2 bombers, likely deployed from Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean, dropped payloads of GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrators, designed to neutralize deeply buried targets. Satellite and intelligence reports indicate that the Fordow facility, built under a mountain, absorbed the brunt of the assault. This operation follows days of intensifying hostilities between Iran and Israel, with Israel allegedly striking Iranian military assets on June 13th. Until today, the U.S. had maintained a support role. The overnight attack, however, signals a bold repositioning. Global media reaction, split narratives. U.S. outlets, Washington Post, AP, emphasize the strategic sophistication and bipartisan praise from hawkish senators. They also noted that additional American forces had been quietly redeployed across the region ahead of the strike. European press, Bild, Le Monde, focused on the advanced weaponry used, the legal ramifications of a preemptive strike, and the looming threat of retaliation from Tehran. Latin American and Spanish media, El País La Tercera, highlighted the human cost, citing unconfirmed Iranian casualty numbers exceeding 400, and emphasized the growing risk of regional destabilization. Middle Eastern commentary remains fragmented. While Saudi Arabia and Egypt urge calm, Iranian leadership has vowed harsh revenge, and Hezbollah signaled readiness for engagement in the north of Israel. Fallout and response. Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei rejected Trump's public demand for surrender, branding the attack an act of war. Tehran vowed a calibrated but strong response. Meanwhile, U.S. embassies across the region have gone on high alert, with evacuations ordered for diplomatic personnel in Baghdad, Beirut, and Tel Aviv. Nuclear watchdogs like the IAEA and non-proliferation analysts expressed grave concern over the attack's implications, warning that strikes on civilian nuclear infrastructure risk breaching international conventions. What comes next? This moment could be a geopolitical inflection point. NATO allies and Gulf powers are pushing for diplomatic re-engagement, while hardliners in both Tehran and Washington seem poised to escalate. Markets reacted immediately. Oil prices spiked 12% within the first 3 hours after the attack, and global stocks slumped as investors assessed the threat of regional war. Final thought. The June 21st strikes may prove to be the beginning of a new chapter in U.S.-Iran relations, one written not in sanctions and diplomacy, but in payloads and retaliations. Whether this leads to a wider conflict or back to the negotiating table depends on the choices made in the next 72 hours.